June 5th, 2023. How's it going, guys? Got another video for you. What are we doing today? Well, we're going to test a fuel system on my car, my Suzuki Rio. Now, I've had a couple things going on with it when it comes to warming up, but I thought I would go ahead and just check the fuel system, because when you check the fuel system, that eliminates just like one whole big section, from your injectors to your fuel pump to your regulator, and then that can push it in a whole different direction when you're looking for a problem. But what I want to do today, I want to show what I purchased from Amazon, and it's a pressure gauge. It just reads the pressure of the fuel, and this thing's a pretty good little kit. I'm gonna show it here. Hold on. Okay, guys, there it is right there. Now, this is a universal kit. It will hook up to any kind of fuel system, supposedly any car anywhere in the world. So for 59 bucks, you can't beat it. Let me move this out of the way so you can see all the fittings and stuff. Now, this hose here is my hose, because when you get into this, the only thing I noticed was there's no markings of these hoses, what sizes they are. You can go to the book, and the book has it labeled as a specific number. Now, hold on, guys. Okay, now, this is just, I don't know. It's fine and dandy to do something like this. I don't have a problem with this, but it would have made it a little bit more simpler, at least either have markings on the box itself or maybe hose itself. But the problem I had was I have a 1/4-inch hose here. I got this from O'Reilly's. Actually, I hold on to a lot of different hoses when I buy certain things, because you never know if you're going to need, a fuel line hose or vacuum hose. A lot of different sizes out there. Well, this brings it to this hose right here. It came with it. Now, this is a 1/4. But the inside diameter of this looks to me smaller than a 1/4. And even when I went to put this on there, it was a lot tougher to try to get on. And I didn't want to push it too far, because I didn't know if I could get it back off or not. So I thought, well, I got this other 1/4 brand new hose, which was this here, and that's what I used. And what I did, I tied it into this T that actually the quick couple connects to. This right here is what I call a quick couple, basically. And it's a disconnect, like where you plug them on, hook them up back and forth there. This right here, guys. So you just snaps on, and you just pull it back, and it'll come off. So anyway, that was the only gripe I had about this whole thing. I just thought it would have been a little bit easier if at least the hoses would have been marked. And I think that 1/4-inch is smaller. I believe that this is just a little bit smaller hose. Because if you look at both these holes in diameter, this is a 1/4. Doesn't that look a little bit smaller? Yeah. They look a little bit smaller than a 1/4. But anyway, guys, getting on with this. To me, it's a very good kit. I would recommend it, definitely, for 59 bucks. If you're having problems, if your engine's dying, something like that, and you think that's the direction you need to go, at least it eliminates a whole one part when it comes to all your fuel-related problems in that sense. Then it can send you different ways onto your electronics for your different sensors and stuff. So that's what we're going to talk about next, so hold on. Okay, guys. Now, I downloaded a shop manual. This is like a professional shop manual, not like just your basic stuff. And this basically, when the car's at complete operating temperature, I let my car warm up for 20 minutes here. It's supposed to be between 28.4 and 34.1 psi. Now, there's several tests you have to do as you go along here to do this. And we're jumping ahead to pretty much about the last. But if you take this and you run this and you accelerate it, and that needle jumps up and then comes back down, and it doesn't drop more than 1 psi under what they say, and it holds steady. When it comes to the regulator part of it, in the fuel going in, you're probably pretty good to go on that. Now, I'm going to show that. Hold on. Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm going to click on this. This thing's going to pop up to about 34 psi. Then it's going to drop back down to about 29. Watch this here. What I'm doing, I'm accelerating it after from idle, and you see where it popped up there. And then it pretty much holds steady back. So we're right about there, about 29, and 29 to 30, and it popped up to about 34. So as you accelerate, it comes up. If you accelerate it and then it doesn't keep up and it bogs down, drops down, you probably got a fuel problem, or you got a regulator problem, depending on, you're going to have to do a little bit more in depth on that and check it out. Now, the regulators, some of them work differently than others. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about that because some of them will have vacuum, the way they're connected up over there to them and stuff. And if you pull them off, they can increase by about 7 psi. But that's getting a little bit more technical. Let's just stay right here with this for right now. If this actually does not drop more than 1 psi for where you're holding steady like that, and it's within specs, you're pretty much good to go. So hold on. Okay, guys, I'm back. Now, the first test I did on this, though, what I was going to tell you guys is once I hook this gauge up, there's an on and off test of 2 seconds to do. And what you do, you actually turn that on, like you don't start it, but you turn it on all the way for 2 seconds, and you turn it off, and you turn it on, and you turn it off. Basically, the fuel's going to go up to that gauge. Now, what I noticed on mine originally when I did this, since there was air in the lines and everything else, it was about 2 under. So what I did, I bled this. Actually bled it off since there was fuel up in it. And then I tested it again because I wanted to do a double check. When I double checked it, everything came out within the specs of what it was supposed to be. So on the first initial deal, if you don't have fuel up in there and stuff, don't panic. I would bleed it off, double check everything again, because it was only like 2 psi off. And I thought, well, between the air probably being up in that line and stuff, it could have made a difference, which it did. Now, mine was running, it was supposed to run between 38.4 and 44 psi. And mine was running right at 40 with the engine off. Now, what I was showing there just a minute ago in that video, that was with the engine running after it warmed up for 20 minutes. It was running between 29 and 30. Okay, guys? Specs show 28.4 to 34.1 psi on that. That was a hard one to find, especially on this PDF file that I downloaded, but I found it. I did find it. Now, on that first test I was talking about, when you just turn that on and turn it off for 2 seconds and turn it on and bump it 2 to 3. What my specifications showed 2 to 3 times, bump it 2 to 3 times 2 seconds at 2-second intervals. Then, once you turn it off, you want to see if it leaks down. Now, my leak down it was not supposed to show anything under 35, which it didn't. It didn't. It never dropped under that for 1 minute. It should hold pressure for at least 1 minute at that rate. Now, what this is doing, this is checking your injectors to see if if you got a leaky injector, if it's leaking down. Now, it will drop in time. It says specifically, it says that 1 psi per minute it could after that, but mine never did. I let it sit there for about 3 minutes, and it never dropped under 35.6. So that shows it's holding good, guys. And that's what I wanted to show you today. Anyway, I would recommend this kit. I'll show it one more time here, guys. Definitely worth 59 bucks to have on hand. Never know what you're going to be driving, what kind of vehicles you're going to come across, and for that little amount price, definitely worth having in your toolkit, guys. Anyway, keep your eyes open and have a good one out there.